Yeah. In the fatwa session,
ما شاء الله. Good to see you. ما شاء الله إسماعيل.
Yeah,
How are we? We did not shake hands, huh? السلام عليكم كيف حالك؟ ما شاء الله. Good to see you. وحياك الله. أهلا وسهلا.
civilized.
السلام عليكم. حياك الله. أبو عبد الله كيف حالك؟
بخير الحمد لله.
Please.
Are we short on the food? Like we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
السلام عليكم.
Are you counted?
No, wash my hands.
Pretty sure we're short.
Sheikh comes in here, please.
No.
It's 12 here. It's 12, so it's plenty.
No, Sheikh, come on.
I think everybody should come and share.
No, it's for you. Okay. I guess they're gonna watch you watch me. Right?
Can we begin? No worries. Just say Bismillah. Everything will become. لا شكرا.
And it's something that can be, I think, triggered on while eating. I'll eat while you discuss, inshallah.
Yes, of course. My turn is to talk for you to eat.
يعني in Surah Al-Fatiha,
Don't forget to mention Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
in Surah Al-Fatiha, when the brother asked about dua and the types of dua, we find this manifested in Surah Al-Fatiha and recited daily. The first part is the dua of ibadah, glorifying Allah Azza wa Jalla. And then the second part, after إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ اهْدِنَا الصِّرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمَ is dua of mas'ala, asking Allah.
Allahu Akbar.
So the dua is really related.
So you praise Allah first.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And then you say, اهدنا الصراط
And then
المستقيم.
the asking the question.
In fact, there's this great hadith, which is a hadith Qudsi. قسمت الصلاة بيني وبين عبدي نصفين. I divided the salah, which one of the names of Al-Fatiha is As-Salah. And Allah divided the Fatiha into 2 parts. فإذا قال عبدي الحمد لله رب العالمين. When my slave started by praising me, saying الحمد لله رب العالمين, I said, this is my servant praised me. And then he said Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, he glorified me. Maliki Yawmiddin, he said he thanked me, he praised me. And then when he said اهدنا الصراط, and he said إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين, he said this is between me and my servant, and for my servant what he asked for. And then when he said اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, he said this is for him. So subhanallah, it's just like this is a conversation. This is a dialogue between you and Allah.
With no intermediary. No intermediary.
Immediately between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, and Allah will respond to you.
Yeah.
He said Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Allah will respond to you. Maliki Yawmiddin, Allah will respond to you. I mean, it's so great when you have that in your mind, how you do it, subhanallah, and Allah is addressing you back.
Yeah.
I mean, subhanallah al-azim.
And this is the belief of the oneness of Allah, the Tawheed, that all the Muslims have. In a direct link to Allah in our prayer, our dua, our submission.
Without any mediator.
Without anything.
Allahu Akbar.
Subhanallah.
Allahu Akbar.
And when you feel your dua answered, subhanallah.
MashaAllah.
You just feel incredible, feeling that overwhelms you. You see it in your life, everything's different.
Isn't it interesting though, the name of the salah is given to the prayer, and even the Fatiha, as-salat, and the meaning of as-salat is connection. And by internalizing these meanings that Allah responds to these prayers, there's a connection, subhanAllah. So when one doesn't really establish this connection, there's a fault in the
Yes. And Al-Fatiha is the most important part of the Salah.
Yes.
Because there is no Salah without Fatiha.
Indeed, yes.
And as you were talking, Doctor, before about the two halves of praising Allah, glorifying Allah, and then invoking Allah in supplication, in dua, and asking Allah for your needs and retention to Allah. This is the formula for any dua. Any dua. Not just with Fatiha, but any dua that we make, it's the formula, the perfect formula.
That's right. Yeah.
It's really important to put praising Allah, honoring Allah, magnifying Allah
Before
before
you bring
we
your
ask
own,
Allah.
yes.
Allahu Akbar.
Subhanallah.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
These are the type of things that we don't get to easily explain to non-Muslim people when we speak about how we perform salah, what kind of du'as we have. The details, the secret, the inner details of these rituals that are not seen from the outside, but are taking place internally.
Yeah.
And as a dialogue between ourselves and Allah. And I think
Exactly.
it's one of those things that we need to explain to non-Muslims, that they understand what is this actual ritual, what is the deeper aspects of it, so that we get a full understanding, not just reciting some words and doing some movements.
And it's the purpose, the main purpose
Yes.
of this act. It's not just
Without
the physical.
those inner things,
Right.
it's void of any real essence or meaning.
Okay,
Please. Mikael.
Michael.
Michael. تعال.
I also think it is very important to also know the meaning of the duas we recite.
Yeah.
Not just learning them and saying them
Yeah.
like that. It's important to learn the meaning.
Akhi Mikhail,
Exactly.
stay right here.
Exactly.
You can sit right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, right here.
Be the knight of
And
the
the
table.
meanings are so great. If you think, for example, praise, alhamd. It's not only just thanking. It's even something beyond thanking Allah. When you say, praise be to Allah, alhamdulillah. And for example, in the hadith, alhamdulillah tamla'u ma bayna as-sama'i wal ard. Just saying praise be to Allah, alhamdulillah, fills what is in between the heavens and the earth. It's so powerful. You know, these words are so powerful. That's why when you always think of the magnitude and the power of the words that you say in your own remembrance, in your own dhikr, in reciting the glorious Quran, you fill your heart with it, you feel so much strong with it, and you feel like, mashallah, I'm having so much, something very, very precious.
Said something valuable.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Allahu Akbar.
Ahmed, you're not eating with us?
Pardon?
You're not eating with us?
Inshallah later. Inshallah.
Or maybe you are fasting.
He's not going to say yes.
Dear, you're so dear.
May Allah accept.
Mashallah, dear, mashallah, is he said, I look, younger than my age. I never can tell his age, mashallah. Mashallah.
Yes, it's
But who told you that you are younger than your age?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Everybody. Every day.
when I saw you for the first time, I was
mashallah.
thinking you are in your 80s.
Very nice face, very, mashallah. And he said, even these few hairs in the beard, they're just coming, shy. They're not.
It's actually peach fuzz. You know peach? How they have like the hair? Peach fuzz. That's what it is right now. But
Mashallah.
maybe I can write a book on my secrets and
Mashallah, yeah.
beauty secrets.
Maybe we should suggest that we fast, inshallah, and save Huda some expenses.
Sheikh, my brother used to say, age is an index of mind. You start thinking about it, then it will be reflected upon you. Stop thinking about it. And telling others is out of respect.
Are you saying I'm immature? Is that what you're saying?
That's my brother said.
They say the youth of the heart.
Youth of the heart.
But not in the mirror. Not in the mirror. Not in the mirror.
Wow, Abu Abdullah just finished his shoot, mashallah. Quick.
I still can't believe that I'm here. It's very strange. The way, alhamdulillah, the way everything happened to be here
Last time you here was 12 years ago?
12 years.
That was your last Ramadan as well? Your last Ramadan was 12 years ago?
When did the last Ramadan?
Ramadan.
Yes. Yes. My first and last Umrah was 12 years ago.
Okay, mashallah.
When we were speaking earlier on about the generosity of the people of Mecca, I was walking outside the Haram, my first Umrah, and one man came up to me and greeted me, a resident of Mecca, and he asked me, where are you from? He said, come with me. So I went with him, and he took me to a perfume shop and bought me some perfume, musk. I was telling one of the brothers, whenever I smell something, anything similar, it reminds me of this time I visited Mecca. And I think you have the scent, very similar, it reminded me, just hit me.
Yeah, I do actually.
It's a white musk?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't find it in South Africa. So,
Who's performing Hajj for the first time?
This brother?
First
How
time?
many? 1, 2, how many? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
None except from you.
Ameen.
You're so lucky because you're going to get lots of information and so much of the significance of Hajj and all that. MashaAllah.
On a group level, mashallah.
Which is very, very important for anyone to make Hajj, is to be aware of what he's going to do. You know, because some people, you know, they come to Hajj and they just need to imitate other people. And once they fall into a problem or they commit a mistake and say, please help me, I did this, I did that. Well, you could have studied and read and asked before, so that you would be having that clearance in your mind regarding anything that you do. MashaAllah.
And then this should bring us to a conclusion that one should not hesitate to ask about anything regarding the rituals of Hajj.
Of course.
So that one performs it, inshallah, properly and correctly.
Do they have places like for you to stop and ask a
They
specific
do
person
actually.
a question?
They do actually.
Okay.
They have kind of what they call booths from the Ministry of Hajj.
Ministry of Islamic
Islamic
Affairs.
Information.
Oh, mashallah, they have this great program called At-Taw'iyah Al-Islamiyya fil Hajj. Islamic awareness during Hajj, and they have beautiful program, and they have a free hotline in 8 languages. English is included. So you can ask a question. I can provide that for you, and I think
24 hours a day.
we should have that on our screen as well. And of course, there will be even a session for answering questions here. Sheikh Muhammad Salah, I think, is coming, and other brothers who would answer questions from the viewers, even from the group here. But this is important. But mashallah, the Ministry of Islamic Affairs has done this for many, many years, and they're having this hotline, and they have people all over, inside Al-Masjid Al-Haram, and outside around the courtyards and the opening spaces around the Haram, and also in Mina, Arafah, and Muzdalifah as well. So you have these places and you have these people available, whom you see sometimes. Sometimes they move through cars because they have these nice cars with a microphone on top and all that. It used to be, I don't know whether they are doing it anymore like that or not, but I worked with them many years back.
And plus, like, we live in an age of technology as well, right? So there's so many apps available as well.
Exactly.
So many apps for Hajj. Yes. 10 years ago, that wouldn't be possible. I think 10 years ago, you would have to have a phone or a guide. But now, app development is really helping Islam.
But still, people would like to ask in person and maybe have this conversation. Well, but it's like this, it's like that. You need to explain in detail what happened exactly. I need a real definite answer for my question.
And this is a privilege for this group, alhamdulillah. Sheikh Muhammad Salah is the one who actually answers the questions of fiqh on Huda
Ask
TV
Huda.
live, right?
It's called Ask Huda.
Ask Huda, yes.
Yeah,
So he's
mashallah.
present here with this group specifically for us, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Sheikh Asim Al-Hakim as
Privilege
well.
with
Sheikh
Asim Al-Hakim,
is coming
yes.
I'm watching that program, so I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
he's coming
asking-
tonight.
Yes.
Long beard.
Yeah.
Grayish.
MashaAllah.
After the dye, it goes out.
That's the one with the red beard, I think.
What's his
Salah.
name? Oh, okay. All right.
Well, alhamdulillah, they're all they have the capacity to answer questions.
alhamdulillah.
What type of Hajj is everyone doing? This is an interesting question.
Great question. I was going to ask the same thing.
Tamattu, this is the best type.
There's
We should probably explain
no
the
other
three
choice,
different,
Dr. Amar. No other choice for them. To wear normal clothing in Mecca now.
Right.
You know, otherwise they'd be in ihram if they are in Qiran or Ifrad.
True, yes, that's obvious.
I know you want to open the conversation.
And I'm slow a little bit.
He's taken after his father, rahimahullah. Dr. Mani al-Juhani was one of the great people, mashallah. When we were together at Indiana University. We studied in the U.S. together for PhD. But he was ahead of me, of course, in age and time and knowledge and everything, mashallah. And I learned a lot from him. Umar was very young at that time.
Still
mashallah.
young. Very young.
But he took after his father all the great qualities that his father, mashallah, had. Umar is having as well, mashallah. And but he was the Secretary General of WAMI, the World Assembly of Muslim Youth, mashallah. And he was a great man. He used to enjoy his company, his guidance, his khutbahs, his mashallah, all of the great things that he used to do for the community there. And once he came back, mashallah, he continued this work of da'wah and the leadership of the World Assembly of Muslim Youth until he died, rahimahullah.
Were you in the state as well?
Yes, I spent most of my childhood in the States. Yes.
Indiana.
I was a child, and my uncle was in the university at the time.
Indiana.
I was studying, yes, Bloomington, Indiana. I was in elementary school at the time.
In my university, we have people, Saudis with PhDs. Your English is much, much better than theirs. Because they did not get the opportunity to go outside.
Yes.
They learn everything here.
And learning at a young age actually also provides that opportunity to perfect the pronunciation. I think this is clear. We have a saying in Arabic, Abdullah, التعليم في الصغر كالنقش في الحجر. When one learns something at a young age, it's like carving something in stone. But when you learn it at an older age, it's like carving it in water. It's easy to dismiss it.
Is it a hadith?
No, it's just the same. Just
Because I've seen it many, many times.
really.
He did
When I
very
first
well.
started to learn Arabic, my teacher, he said that same thing.
Famous saying, yes.
Are we taking everything?
I think it's
I think
cited by many of the scholars, earlier scholars, because it's used as a method to memorize the Quran at a young age. And if you notice, many of the
It might change into a Q&A session.
like the Haram. The recitation is continuous, uncut.
Session
As
afterwards.
someone who memorized the Quran later in life, you find that people
I don't know
would
whether
remind them
they'll
of the
be able
verses
to
in
do it.
Salah.
Hopefully they will be
You
able
can
to do
actually
some before
differentiate
Salah,
between
because
one who memorized earlier and one
in
who
less than an hour is
amazing.
Asr time. But hopefully they'll be able to do some. Otherwise we continue the same session. It's okay. If Sheikh Salah, for some reason Muhammad Salah, would not be able to come, we'll continue the same session, no problem. Dr. Amar is here, mashallah.
I'm a listener, inshallah. I'm a student and a listener.
You and me both.
I think we're on the set right now. I think we're live, right?
Yes, we are live now. Yes. So be careful.
I turned to my microphone.
Whatever you say, don't send any messages to anyone.
Wallah,
To your wife, for example. That's what I'm saying.
I went to the wash your hands event.
Wallah, good doctor.
This guy, he's trouble with the wife.
Let's just leave. They want us to leave.
But one of the brothers knew how to respond. He said, she's no headache.
Yeah,
He got free.
yeah, he did.
I was listening in the beginning of
everything?
the show,
Well, when'd you get here?
and you mentioned how when a camera is directed on a group or someone, your actions are different. You realize that you're being recorded.
Yeah.
it's amazing how this concept is
need
absent,
to go
that
in three,
Allah
groups
is
of three.
continuously watching.
Allahu Akbar.
Yet we dismiss this concept. We don't really think of it unless one reminds us. And it's one of the natures of a human being. The title or the description of insan, as many of the earlier scholars of the language have cited, is that it's taken from the concept of nisyan, forgetfulness. So we tend to forget, and this is one of the things that Allah is testing us. Is it an effort that we put forth to remind ourselves, to remember Allah, hence the benefit of remembrance of Allah, dhikrullah. It keeps us on that track. When you know that Allah is watching you, this is the state of ihsan. This is really the perfection of one's belief and one's submission to Allah Azza wa Jal. So the camera is important, but it's
فإن لم
it's
تكن
always...
تراه فإنه يراك. If you don't see him, he sees you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
I was wondering why the brother was eating the chicken with a fork, and now I know why, because of the camera. He doesn't want to eat
Yes,
You
I'm
think
good.
that's probably the reason, right? Huh?
The etiquette of eating.
Yeah.
Adab
She's
al-ta'am.
even watching what he does, huh?
The chicken was trying to escape, and you put the fork and...
Forking the chicken.
That was a nice...
Actually, subhanAllah, we tend to forget, actually. We tend to forget that we are being alive or recorded as something, which is better. I mean, you should act naturally. I mean, it's
Reality.
There's no need for you to always have that in mind.
But how do we, Doctor, how do we reach this state of recognizing that Allah Azza wa Jal is observing us, watching us, is hearing us,
Allahu Akbar.
is always putting us into account of what we do? How is this state achieved? What is the closest?
That's a great question. Because it's one thing to say it, and to hear it, but there's definitely for some, there's some sense of anxiety that can be associated with knowing you're in front of a number of people. And we want to develop that feeling in relationship to knowing that Allah is the one who's watching us.
I mean, even if you're by yourself, or even have your own thoughts, and you think that Allah is really watching me, knowing exactly what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing, even if I close, even if I'm in the darkness, where no one is able to see me, Allah is seeing you. If you just feel about the encompassing knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is there to watch, and He's there to, observe whatever you do, you think not only twice or thrice, but many times.
That reminds me, when you talked about thinking, what's the relationship, what's the status with us in front of Allah in relationship to our thinking? Is there some consequence behind what we think, or
how is Allah watching us?
Is there
our thoughts?
I mean, our thoughts in relationship to with Allah. Like, is there some?
Are we held accountable?
Are we held accountable?
Sorry, Mikael. Do you guys mind if we move back?
Okay,
sure. Yes.
Okay, well,
Can we ask the question over there?
Yeah, we'll do that.
That would be good. Okay. You'd like to wash, or should we go back?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wash up.
Okay. Let's get ready to go back.
How's it going? Yeah, it's just
أهلا بالشيخ. أهلا. لا، أنتم سيدنا. خليني
go on Twitter if there's any questions going around. If you have any friends that have any questions, or any questions that come across your mind.
No one knows that I'm part of this show.
It's okay. I'm saying, like in general, if any of your friends have ever asked you any questions pertaining Hajj.
I haven't got the link of the live calculator.
Okay. Oh yeah, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Type in Huda TV. Let me show you right now. Let me show you. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So.
Send me the link.
Yeah, no, just go to YouTube and then type in Huda TV, and all right, my internet's slow right now. Yeah, perfect, right there. Huda TV live streaming. Yeah. Okay. And also, there's the app as well. There's the app as well.
I'm looking for that.
Yeah, for Huda TV. Yeah.
Looking for that app.
Yeah, just go to the Apple Store, or you have Android. I'm not sure about Android, but the Apple Store, you just type in Huda TV. It's the first one that comes up. I'm sure if you search the Google Play Store as well, you'll find it. And the app, it has many things like prayer schedules, multimedia, articles, live streaming, social media, adhkar as well, ask scholars. So the people can ask Sheikh Muhammad Salah, I believe it is, and he answers our fatwas as well, and different ways of even contacting Al-Huda as well. So it's a good app. So how was lunch?
I was feeling so hungry.
Yeah? Is your mic on? Okay.
I was feeling very hungry.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
These
Good.
two guys are quite groomed fellow.
Sorry?
These two guys,
Yeah.
the Shayul,
Yeah.
Shayul,
Yeah.
which we have are quite groomed fellow. They are not that
Quite groomed?
groomed fellows. They are not that stereotype sheikhs who stick to only one aspect of life. They have lots to contribute
Yeah.
from many aspects of life as well.
Yeah, they're good scholars, and the good thing about them is they've studied abroad as well. You know what I mean? They've been to America, they've lived in America, worked in America, so they definitely know the culture as well.
Absolutely.
Which is different from some, who've never traveled before.
Yes, they are very
Yeah.
true.
They worked there a lot.
Yeah, they've worked a lot. Years, many years.
And they have lots of examples to cite from the real life.
Exactly.
Which is
They studied there. They been active in the Down centers.
Yeah. Exactly. It's good. Good. So yeah, just access the Twitter account or whatever, and if you find any questions.
I don't know how. It's all in Arabic, isn't it? It's not
Sorry?
in English.
You want to get the check?
Have you seen what people are speaking about on the Twitter hashtag?
No, no.
Oh, you want
Have
to
you
check?
been able to?
It's all in Arabic here. It's loading here. Look, is that
How
it?
is it?
Is that it?
Actually, I didn't even check myself.
Probably new. So
Yeah. No, a few people putting up stuff, but I think it's all in Arabic.
I mean, it doesn't have to be from the hashtag, the call of Abraham. It could be from even your friends. If you have any friends or you yourself have questions. Let me check the hashtag myself. What is it? The call.
many first.
Oh, don't worry, we'll play it at Riyadh. We're going to
Call.
It works like that. Go to YouTube and write the TV. The TV
Then you do it for me.
live stream.
Abraham.
I can do it for you.
The call of
But
Abraham.
it is going to cost you more and more.
Don't worry.
I don't know how you are going to manage this account. It is going to
Are there underscores?
give it to me.
Just it's
Change up.
comes out call Abraham, I think. Call of Abraham.
Call of Abraham,
I'll
yeah.
show you. I'll show you.
You link me to the Wi-Fi.
I believe there's underscores.
Look here. Look here. Yeah, that's it.
Forget about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, underscore. The call, the underscore. Call, underscore, of, underscore, Abraham. Abraham, yeah, perfect. Abraham with the spelling, that's up there. Good. The call of Abraham, tune in. Hydraulic
Have they got anything sweet to eat? Really, what is something sweet?
Really, it should be sweet. I'm telling you.
Okay.